Hey guys, so today we're making Puto Bumbong, which is basically a purple glutinous rice cake that's served absolutely everywhere on street corners, during fiestas, which are nice kind of parties, and especially during the holidays. So it's basically a nice rice cake that's nice and soft, and then they put some butter on top of it, a little bit of salt, some sugar, some toasted coconut. It just reminds me of my childhood, and I absolutely love it. And this is the first time I'm gonna try making it, so I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but should be fun to do. So if you read up online, there's kind of lots of different opinions on how to make it. Some people say you need to do purple yam powder. Some people say you need purple coloring. Other people say you only need purple rice flour. So what I did yesterday is I made my own purple rice flour, which is nice and coarse here. I'm not going to show you how to do it because it's really kind of a long process, but it's really simple. All you do, you take some purple rice, put some water, leave it for 8 hours overnight, then you strain it, you put it in a blender, you blend it into this nice coarse grind, pass it through a cheesecloth, and kind of press all the liquid out until you have this coarse but still moist flour. So we're gonna add that to some rice flour, some white rice flour, and then finally a little bit of coconut milk until I have a dough-like consistency that I can basically handle with my hands and not something that's too soft. Mix all this together, and then gonna add a little bit of salt. And you should have something like this you can kind of handle with your hands, kind of like Play-Doh almost. Once that's ready, I'm gonna go ahead and get some aluminum foil ready. Take some vegetable oil and then spread it all along the foil. And I'm gonna go make long kind of cylinder shapes with it and just place all of this kind of side by side. Go ahead and cut it, and then we're just gonna individually wrap them and then place them in our steamer for about 15 minutes until they're completely cooked. I'm not gonna wrap them too tightly because I want some of the steam to be able to penetrate. So we just wanna place all of these in to a nice steam basket. Make sure you have some openings in your foil as well. And that should take about 30 to 40 minutes to really cook down and get nice and soft. So this should be good to go. These are a little hot, so be careful when you kind of unwrap them. Open them, they should have a nice kind of dark purple color. It should be nice, not too soft, have a little bite to them, but be nice and soft enough for you to be able to cut into them. So we're gonna go ahead and plate both right here. And since they're nice and hot, we're gonna use that opportunity to melt some butter on top of it. I've got some nice butter here, which I'm just gonna put right on top. Put that there, and just leave those big chunks and pieces to kind of just melt all over the place. Now we're gonna add a little bit of muscovado sugar right on top. This is the only sweetness that we'll be adding to it. And then finally, some nice toasted coconut. You can actually use some fresh coconut, some freshly grated coconut as well. That goes on top. And that is a beauty. So now I get to taste this. So we're gonna get a nice big chunk. I want some of that butter, some of that coconut just go on top of it. You know those kinds of dishes that just kind of remind you of certain places and certain times in your life when everything was much easier and we weren't so stressed as we are today? It's exactly the kind of dish I'm talking about. I know it may not look like much and it might seem strange to a lot of people, but in the Philippines it's hugely popular. So I insist that you try it at home and then let me know what you think.